how did Pearl Harbor affect you personally, like your family? Did it have an impact on your family being more...
how we behaved? Oh, yeah. The morning of December 7th, we were, our Japanese-American neighborhood community, we had different athletic organizations, and one of the things that we did, we formed basketball teams, and we played basketball competitively at Peninsula Park in North Portland. And that morning, as we had games scheduled, and so we went to Peninsula Park. Then all of a sudden, one of the guys comes running in with a newspaper and says, "Japanese attack Pearl Harbor." And we looked at one another and said, what are we going to do? I said, "I think we better go home." So we all went home. And so our lives were affected by the fact of Pearl Harbor. The government of Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, and the United States declared war on Japan, and that affected the whole scenario. Because we, as I said, our parents told us to be careful how we behave ourselves, because people will look at you as, as Japanese.
And so it would, did you have to stay inside a lot more? Were people, like, if you walked around on the streets, would people yell at you? Would they be mad at you?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's always subject to that. But signed the executive order in February. In March of 42, the government imposed a curfew on people of Japanese ancestry. We had to be off the streets at 8 p.m. Until 6 a.m. the next morning. So customarily, our neighborhood guys would get together after dinner, and we'd, horse around. But what we started to do is about 10 minutes to 8, we all ran home to get off the streets. We didn't want to be picked up by the police.
So, this is another question. When 9/11 happened, it was like cases where a lot of Muslim people were being attacked. Were anyone like close to you attacked after Pearl Harbor?
No, not attacked necessarily. A lot of the acts of prejudice are very subtle, and not really violent. The violence perpetrated on people of, Muslim people or Arab Americans after September 11 was highly prejudicial and unfortunate, but there's always that element in the citizenry that want to, I guess, exhibit their patriotism in violent ways, and it's very, very unfortunate, but that happens, And talking about the race prejudice on the West Coast against people of Japanese ancestry, all the newspapers during that period of time, immediately up to and immediately after Pearl Harbor, where the public press was very anti-Japanese. And the headlines were very, very derogatory against people of Japanese ancestry, and fueled the fire amongst the West Coast population, including politicians, that you got to do something, the government's got to do something about the Japanese. So that, with the prejudice being stirred up by the press, those kinds of things led to political pressure, which led to the signing of the Executive Order 9066.